Ivanka Trump had one thing to say about Mike Pence after he announced he wouldn't be overturning the 2020 presidential election in favor of her father, former President Donald Trump, the Associated Press reports. After Pence and her father had a phone call from the Oval Office in which the then vice president rebuffed Trump's attempts to have Pence reject Electoral College votes, Ivanka, a senior White House aide, turned to retired Lieutenant General Keith Kellogg and said, "Mike Pence is a good man." Kellogg, who briefly served as acting national security advisor in the Trump White House before becoming Pence's national security advisor, responded, "Yes, he is," according to an AP story published Monday, citing congressional testimony. That meeting came on January 6, 2021, just hours before President Trump would speak at a Stop the Steal rally near the White House in which he said Pence needed to do the right thing by blocking the certification of the election results, which he claimed, without evidence, were fraudulent. Trump's repeated lie that fraud is to blame for his defeat in the 2020 election is baseless, but his followers have latched onto it. Around the same time as his January 6, 2021, speech, a mob of some of his supporters stormed the U.S. Capitol, forcing the evacuation of lawmakers. Some of the rioters chanted about hanging the vice president. 5 people died. A bipartisan House of Representatives committee now investigating the deadly Capitol riots recently announced it has requested that Ivanka provide information via a voluntary interview, noting that she was in direct contact with the former president at key moments on January 6 and that she may have information relevant to other matters critical to the Select Committee's investigation. Testimony obtained by the committee indicates that members of the White House staff requested your assistance on multiple occasions to intervene in an attempt to persuade President Trump to address the ongoing lawlessness and violence on Capitol Hill, Chairman Benny Thompson wrote in a letter to Ivanka last month. Footage taken prior to the riots shows Ivanka, along with her adult siblings, Don Jr. and Eric Trump, attending their father's Stop the Steal speech earlier that day. Republican Representative Liz Cheney, vice chair of the House committee, previously told ABC News that the committee has first-hand testimony that his daughter Ivanka went in the Oval Office at least twice to ask him to please stop this violence as the riots unfolded. Ivanka served for 4 years as a top aide to her dad while he was president, though she has avoided politics since leaving the White House last year. A popular figure among some conservatives, she and her husband, Jared Kushner, also faced sustained scrutiny for their influence given their lack of political qualifications. Critics also said Ivanka and Kushner took pains to create hypocritical distance between themselves and her father's most controversial policies. Pence, meanwhile, has recently become more vocal about President Trump's continued false claims that he had the power to overturn the election. Speaking at a conservative event over the weekend in Florida, the former vice president said, "President Trump is wrong. I had no right to overturn the election. There are those in our party who believe that as the presiding officer over the joint session of Congress, I possessed unilateral authority to reject Electoral College votes," Pence said. "Under the Constitution, I had no right to change the outcome of our election." Pence also recently told Fox News he hasn't spoken to Trump in nearly a year, calling January 6 a tragic day in the life of the nation. A spokeswoman for Ivanka did not immediately respond to People's request for comment, neither did representatives of the January 6 Congressional Committee.